I know it's here somewhere. Finally. Oh, it's time for the doctor. You're listening to Dr. Bill, the computer curmudgeon. Take it away, Doctor.
All right, gang, welcome to the Dr. Bill Show. We're going to do something very unusual. I'm going to do a quick overview of my Windows software recommendations. And I've got so many of them. We're going to try to cram them all into one show, but we'll see how that goes. First one I want to start with is Bible software, eSword. Now, this is available free from e-sword.net. Okay, just remember that. Also, this guy that wrote it, Rick Myers, is a tremendous Christian software writer. He writes all his code in C, and it's really a great program. As you can see, I've got all kinds of translations available. It comes, the free version, so to speak, comes with the King James and the King James Plus, which gives you the Strong's numbers, so that when you float over a word, like the word saved there, you notice it comes up with the Strong's concordance number, and the pronunciation sozo, and the definition: to save, deliver, heal, protect, made whole, spirit, soul, body, financially, and socially. That's the full definition, but the Strong's there says to save, deliver, protect, preserve, and make whole. So you can find that directly from the Strong's number there. But these other translations are available as well. And what you do is you go up here to download Bibles, and he's got a section here of all the free versions. Any of these versions you can click on and download. Then you have the premium versions, and these are the ones that you would purchase if you want to have these different translations, like the Message and the New King James, and so forth, and the Amplified. So I've got quite a few of these translations that are purchased versions. But anyway, you download them, you install them, and then you have them up here in these tabs. So for instance, you could highlight a verse here like 1 Corinthians 15:1, go to the Good News Bible, and there it is in the Good News Bible. You can also come over here to Weymouth and read it out of the Weymouth translation. Really, really nice free program. Free except for those additional modules, but that's only if you want to purchase them. If you just want the King James, it's totally free. e-sword.net. Now let's talk about MP3 tag really quickly here. I've got some files here that are my radio programs. So for instance, today's November 15th. I've done the Speak Faith broadcast for November 15th. So we have the MP3 file that came out of Audacity, which is another program we'll talk about here shortly. If I right-click and go to MP3 tag, you can see that I can fill out all the information in the meta tags about that MP3 file, even add an image to the file so that when they play it, that image is available. So this allows you to fill out your meta tag information, and then you save it, and when you save it, it saves it right to that MP3 file as meta tags, so that when you play it, all that information is available. So that's MP3 tag. Awesome free program. Once again, these are free open source programs, and so it is really, really nice. Now let's go to the GIMP. The GIMP, G-I-M-P, stands for Graphic Image Manipulation Program. That's what GIMP stands for. And, you know, like a lot of programs written by geeks, they like to have names that are a little different. So let's go here and open up the, this is an image that I did for Facebook. Okay, so I took a picture of Pastor Ed here, and I needed to change the text here on this banner. And the banner has a kind of a granular texture. So what I was able to do is use the cloning tool within the GIMP to highlight over an area. Let's do this. Let's come down here to this dark area, hit Control, click on it, and clone it. And then wherever I click, it will fill in. Actually, I've got to select the paint tool for cloning. There we go. And then let's grab that dark area. Then wherever I click, it fills it in with that. Now what I did, you can also exit out of that, undo cloning. But I can grab this texture and then cover all these words and then fill it in. And because I wanted it tilted like that, I can use the rotate function to rotate the text and put it in there. So all kinds of neat things you can do. You can come in here and sharpen that image up by going to Tools, Paint Tools, Sharpen, and then just drag over an image and sharpen it. So pretty neat, very nice tool for graphic manipulation, and I use that a lot. All right, there's another one though, another image tool that I use called Paint.net. Now the story behind Paint.net is that some master's degree level students at a school for, I guess, computer programming, things along that line, they created Paint.net. Now, do I even have that installed here? I've rebuilt this computer, so I may not have reinstalled it. But at any rate, the only advantage Paint.net gives you is that it is, first of all, available from the Microsoft Store, and also it allows you to do things like pointers, where you want to point to something within an image and add a line with a point at the end. So that's kind of nice. So we've got that available. I don't have it installed here currently, but we can add that if we need to. Another program, I'm just kind of bouncing around here. But if you've got, let's see, do I have anything? Let's go here. We'll go to the music station, which is our station for music that we play for Word of Faith Radio. This is an MP3 file for the second chapter of Acts, and if I want to play that, I can right-click and hit Play in Pop Player. Pop Player is a North Chinese software development program, and if I play it using Pop Player, you'll see it come up here and begin to play, and it's just a nice, simple music player that I like to use. Turn that off. Now, a lot of people say, well, yeah, but Dr. Bill, why don't you use VLC Player? Well, I do use VLC Player, and I think I have it installed here. Actually, I may not have installed that one yet either. That's the thing about building a computer from scratch. Sometimes I don't get all the programs installed back on it, but that's okay. Most of you are familiar with VLC Player. That's the most popular of the free open source packages. But the Pop Player to me is just a little simpler and easier to use, and I like that pretty well. The next one we'll look at real quick is Notepad++. We'll pull that up, and let's go into, let's just create a new text file. And here you can say this is a test. As you can see, it types text very easily. I can hold down Control and increase the size of the text by rolling my mouse wheel, which is kind of nice. And the thing that I like about this is that it allows you to do, when you're programming particularly XML files, it will do what's called pretty printing, which I like. It changes the color of various parts of the, let's see if I can find one here. Oh, I know where it would be. Got to go into my directory and find it. Did I get rid of those files? I might have, actually, because I'm not using those XML files anymore. But I will try to locate one. Well, in any case, let's do this. Let's come in here and say title, test, close title. Now that is HTML code. If I save that as a, click on this and go up here to all types and change that extension to HTML, save it, and you notice that the title here turned blue. The text inside it is darker, and then you can see that the closing title, and you notice this is a good thing. See, oh, there we go. You got your opening and your closing on your HTML code here. And because I had misspelled it, I put test instead of title, it didn't balance out. If you click on it, you can see where it highlights and shows beginning, end of the title tag within the HTML code. So that's what I mean by pretty printing. It changes the color, makes it easier to find, and allows you to check your mistakes in your code, which is kind of nice. The other thing I like about Notepad++ is if you have a text file, and notice I haven't saved some of these files. These, like where it says new, that file hasn't been saved as anything in particular. If I get out of this, completely close it, and then get back into it, it's still there. It basically keeps any file you haven't actually closed purposefully. It keeps it in, you might say, a buffer or a separate cache, so that even if your system were to lose power and reboot, you'd still have all your text files available in a tabbed format there, which is kind of nice. I like that. And so like I say, I'm just kind of sharing some of this off the top of my head, but this is the reason that I like to use some of these various programs we're talking about here. Another one that we've got, if I can find a zip file, here's one. And if I right click on it, one of the options is 7-zip. Now that is an open source program that handles archives. You can open the archive, you can extract files. This one allows me to extract it to a subdirectory by the name of that file, which I like to do. So we'll click on that and allow it to extract to that directory. And there we go. And there are the two files that were in the archive, everything and everything.ing. Now, everything, this brings us to everything. Everything is an interesting file. I actually have it installed here on my system under the utility directory. And if you go to everything and click it, you'll notice that it opens up a very boring screen, but it's a very powerful screen. And if I type any file name in here, now let's say I'm looking for a file that I know the title of the file has an RR in it. So I can type RR, and it will go out and look on all your drives that are connected, every single drive connected to your computer, and find anything with RR in the title and then highlight it. So what's nice about this is any file that's out there. So let's say I type dir. Here's all the files that have dir in the name. So it allows you to check, as the name implies, for everything. Everything, anywhere. It will find it on your system. And then once you get out of it, it puts it in the tray here as a little magnifying glass so that you can always pull it back up, which is kind of neat. So that's everything. Little play on words there. That's everything. Well, no, that's just the program everything. We talked about 7-zip. Let's look at Thunderbird. Now, Thunderbird is an email program, and I'm going to bring that up here and not go into a lot of detail on this, because basically you can see that I've got all of my various email accounts connected into Thunderbird, And I have my calendar set up. So there is a doctor's appointment I've got coming up, and email accounts. But basically, Thunderbird allows you to centrally check your email from an installed client on your PC. Now, typically, I use Squirrel Mail, which is a simple mail client here on the web, and I can go to that and see my various programs or various emails. And it's a simple interface, and it's ancient. It's old as dirt. But I like it and I use it. However, I'm trying to develop the habit to use Thunderbird here locally because it gives you the ability to do searches on your various emails and find them really quickly, much quicker than the Squirrel Mail interface. So, and as you can see, you can connect all your email accounts to that one program, which makes it easy because you got one screen with all your email in it. So that's kind of nice. Let's see what else we've got here. I'm intentionally leaving some of these out and just hitting the highlights on some of them because some of them are very well known, and you probably already use them. One that is particularly nice for me is right here in the tray, VNC, that big V. The Type VNC service. There's a program called Type VNC, and it allows me to look at computers that are on my network that I have the VNC client installed on, or actually the server installed on, and then I can run the client here on my local PC. So if I open it up, there is a computer that I have out on my network. Here's another one. This is actually my, you might say, big computer in the computer room that I run my program, my show from, that has OBS software installed on it and so forth. So I can get to that. All of that available from any of my VNC sessions. Now there's also a paid program called Mighty Viewer. Let's open that up and I'll show you what that's about. Mighty Viewer allows you to have all your VNC computers in one interface. It gives you one pane of glass for all the different programs that you have. Now every one of these is a different system on my network, okay? And so I can get into the screen of any of these. So for instance, if I wanted to go to the healing station here, I could click on that and I could view the interface here for the healing station. And unless I come up here and click the mouse, notice it's got a line through it, crossed over. If I click on that, it'll open up the ability to come in here and actually manipulate the computer. If I turn that off, I can't manipulate it, I can only view it. So it gives you a little extra safety there to keep from messing with things you shouldn't be messing with. But at any rate, that's one interface. Now the Mighty Viewer program is not open source, not free, but it's written by the same people that write the free Type VNC. So it's kind of a companion program, and you might say this is how they make their money, is selling the Mighty Viewer program to people that have a lot of computers on the network that they want to keep up with. Now another one that I really like is OnlyOffice. OnlyOffice has a set of editors: document, spreadsheet, presentation, and form template. And document, let's take a look at document. What's a file that I can open without it being such a big deal? Here's one. This is some research I was doing for WFR on antennas. Now, notice this looks very much like Microsoft Word. You've got the ribbon up here at the top. You've got all kinds of controls. I can come in here. If I want to highlight that, I can click bold and bold it. I can click the I here to italicize it, undo that. And I could put in, page numbers. I can put in a header. I can do all kinds of things that you can do in Microsoft Word. And if I save it, click over here and click Save As, notice it saves it as an Open Office XML document .docx. .docx is the extension that Microsoft Word uses. So by default, it uses the same format as a Microsoft Word doc document. Okay, so I can save it, and if you had, I'm not going to actually save it because I don't want to overwrite it. But that shows you that you can, let me cancel that out and click just that. No, I don't want to make any changes. And I can go into the spreadsheet. And here I have the same functions and capabilities as Excel. So if you're used to Excel, you notice the look and feel is very similar to Excel. Same kinds of commands where you can come in here and say 2 and click on 2 and then highlight both of these with Shift and do the sum function. And then you notice down here it says 2 plus 2 is 4. Isn't that amazing? And I can actually fact check that 2 plus 2 is 4. So we can trust the program here. Notice the file that it's saving it as is an XLSX file structure, which again will open correctly in Excel, and all your code here, as you notice here, equals sum, open paren, A1, colon, A2, close paren. That formula is the same as it would be in Excel, and it works perfectly back and forth with Excel, so we're not going to save that. And you have all your programs here open in OnlyOffice. Now, OnlyOffice is completely free and open source. Didn't have to pay Microsoft for that, and it will open and read Microsoft documents. So we talked about Type VNC. We talked about OnlyOffice. Another program that I really use a lot is FileZilla. FileZilla is an FTP program, File Transfer Protocol. And if I come up here, go to Site Manager, and pull up my web host files, I can go into any of these files that are on my server up in the cloud, and I can transfer files back and forth. So I can download that. It'll download it over here to, notice it's up here now, and I can take it from here, bring it back over here. So it gives you the capability to upload files to websites that you're working on, and as well as any other file transfer protocol. And it does it securely with certificates. So really, really nice. So FileZilla is something I use a lot. OnlyOffice we talked about. A lot of these other programs I'll let you experiment with. I just wanted to give you an overview of some of them here. Let's go to our website, drbill.tv. And here's the article I wrote, My Personal Software Recommendations for Windows. And I have links to all the programs we talked about here. And some of them I didn't go into in any great degree. But if you're looking for programs to do these various functions, I encourage you to check out this article. And hopefully this was helpful to you this week. So remember, until next time, that the doctor is out of here.
Bill, the Computer Curmudgeon, is a production of DrBillDaily.net with all the honors, rights, and privileges thereunto appertaining.
If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ding the bell to be notified of future videos.